Hey people, Intro 3 Ulthane Temple blue team. Saint Kelly is a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense and disruption, fighting mainly in melee combat. We've got the Alpha Legion Elite Scheme recolored purple-ish. Alongside PouyouPouyou is an Apothecary, support hero that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. And rounding off his team, Skills is a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with a refractor shield. Got the Death Core of Krieg. Red team then, Rommel is a Farseer, support hero that fights in melee combat, powerful buffs, debuffs and control abilities. And alongside, double force commanders, first up sesabo with the Lunar Wolves Elite Scheme, and Raver with some Imperial fists. These guys fight in melee combat with strong offense, powerful support and disruption too. They'll be fighting the mid, and the Eldar Farseer against the Chaos Lord is going to go down here. I think they have enough to chase. Oh, heretics. Oh, they can't quite save him. Chaos Lord falls. Should be easily revived from there though. Heretics now chasing down these Dire Avengers. Farseer in turn chases them. Doom Blast and run maybe. Uh-oh. Don't overextend them. Here come Banshees. More heretics coming in. I think these heretics are done for. Oh, maybe not. Saved by the Doom Blast. 2-1 cap very early on. Saint Kelly must have took a bunch of damage taking the VP there. Oh no, and they've lost those heretics. CSM here shooting them up now. Lots of truck and bolts. Force commander out of cover, taking unnecessary damage. Has to run away. Here comes the Apothecary now to chase through with scouts in support. Looks like we have some good old Blood Ravens. Gonna get a decap at least, I would think. Or maybe not. Here come scouts. They might get shotguns and make a difference here. Tactical Marines should continue to move up to the cover, because these guys won't have very good cover on this ramp type area. Yeah, there's a Kraken bolts, and those guys need to be careful. In fact, they retreat off. Gonna be a decap there. Meanwhile, the Force Commander of Raver pushing all the way through towards the power here. Can't quite do much alone though. Where's the rest of your stuff, Raver? They are capping and back at base and stuff. Double Tactical Marines here. Assault Squad on the way for sesabo. Shuriken Cannon for Rommel. Doesn't have an answer to it yet. We do have an Aspiring Champion Heretic on the way. In fact, double Aspiring Champion Heretics for Saint Kelly. Where is that revive? Oh, here comes Skills, I think, to try and get it. Meanwhile, they got the full cap triple here for the blue team. Might need to back away a bit here to rendezvous with the Imperial Guard as they come through. Doesn't want to get caught here and have to retreat. Backing away. Should have a healer available if needed. Yeah, they can't follow through. They want to grab the VP and creep forward, as it were. Scouts there with a sergeant. It might be good to just barrel through there with the two force commanders and shoot those scouts up. Try and get through that way before the Imperial Guard come in, but they can't see what we can see. Farseer mixing it up with some heretics, doing a good job. Gets them off the field. We did get the revive for the Chaos Lord. There he goes. Lord Commissar almost got a level off that. Assault Squad for both PouyouPouyou. Great synergy, of course, with an Apothecary with the heals and stuff. And for sesabo, who also can support them very well, a Force Commander. They've got these insane looking jump packs with the Lunar Wolves. Yeah, it's a little bit slow there from the red team. I think they could have pushed through a bit earlier. We were waiting for the Assault Squad, I think. There's the jump. Sentinel does have the ground pound. Heal goes off from PouyouPouyou. And Eldar in for support. Decent grenade, but it's actually well dodged. Skills is there to counter initiate. Doesn't have the power sword though. Assault Squad did a good job there before jumping out. This was a really good jump as well from PouyouPouyou. These guys are all bunched up, got the double tax and the scouts in that jump. Another grenade misses. Force Commander now with the Chainsword and Storm Shield. It's such an awesome war gear. Has Artificer, and if you get this Sacred Standard, becomes a really powerful support hero actually. The defendability lowers your speed, but also gives you huge amounts of ranged damage resist and suppression immunity. Passively gives him 20% damage resist, as you can see there. Would actually be really great synergy with Ordo Mali, as they can give him energy back to power the defense. Here comes St. Kelly to the mid to even up the fight a bit. Looks like we got some CSM on the west side to take the VP. Banshees flanking in behind the heretics there. They have the aspect of strength. Kill the weak. Only hits one Banshee, I think, but it was enough. Doom Blast and run. Grenade is a little bit too late. Chaos Lord is still here being a nuisance though. Needs to be very careful. Already used. He killed a weak. Might have stayed there a bit too long, St. Kelly. Oh no, they could have chased and taken him out, I think. They didn't. Big misplay from Rommel. Could have downed that Chaos Lord again. Got a level 2 Force Commander here. CSM did indeed take the Western VP. Now they're splitting up strangely. What's going on, fellas? You know, for Chaos. In one direction, please. Raptors up here now for St. Kelly too. They're really indecisive. I think they're going to stay there and defend it, maybe. Tier 2 for St. Kelly. Skills already in Tier 2. Red team with like heavier Tier 1s, I think. No war gear for sesabo. Maybe we'll see the Terminator Force Commander, because that guy has a new portrait now, which is awesome. Haven't seen it in game yet. Guardian Weapon team set up with their Shuriken. Eternal War now up for the CSM. Going to get the jump here. And the Farseer is quite low. Guide goes up on the Shuriken, but it's going to be wasted by the jump. And the Farseer could be in trouble if she's not careful. They can't jump again to finish her off. She got so low. Meanwhile, another push by the blue team. PouyouPouyou overextended a little bit there, got caught. But we still have skills in play. There's the jump. They're going to get stomped. But they can't stomp these guys. The guardsmen with their plasma guns need to run away. Level 3 Commissar. Done some work. Oberyn's on the way for skills now. So we could see that Bionic Eye and the Aura of Discipline to support those guys. Tier 2 for everyone. Sesabo, the 2 Force Commanders are latest to go. And Raptors to help out. It's a good assist by St. Kelly. Eldar are doing some forward capping. What are these fellas up to? You can have a look at the power. I'm not sure what you can do about it, really. Guess you can do some damage. Here we see the Shuriken suppression setting up a little Banshee charge. Farseer is going for the Singing Spear. Down to 35 power. Used to be 40 power, I think. It's like 76 or so heavy melee DPS, isn't it? Almost 77. And she can guide herself, remember. And that'll give another like 21 damage. 21 DPS, I should say. 30% more. So she can become quite scary with it. Good special attack there. I think it can be a hard sell versus the Doombringer. It's good against like early vehicles and stuff. But she's typically not the kind of hero you want in combat for extended periods. Doombringer allows you to... Wow. Oh, the Raptor's going to die? No. Doombringer allows you to debuff a target and have everyone do more damage to it. And it's still a decent melee weapon. But Singing Spears... We'll see how it does. It can do some work for sure. Going for Armor of Fortune. So she can double buff herself now with Fortune and Guide. Once she gets that. Here are the Oberyns. Super heavy infantry with heavy melee weapons. Real bruisers that can brawl their way through the front lines into the back lines and do stuff like this. Almost took out the Guardian Weapon team there. Really well timed shotgun blast from Sesabo. Very tight area, good for the stomp. There it is. We have an Apothecary using the improved medical equipment. Great support potentially for the Oberyns, of course, with his heals. A good little push then from the blue team. Meanwhile, west side is red. Chaos Lord's pissed. Raptors back up to full strength with the aspiring champion now. Got that Demon Maul heavy melee. And CSM with Marco Zinch. So in the current build, 293, Marco Zinch is unfortunately bugged. If you purchase the aspiring champion, you lose the Inferno Bolters. And it's St. Kelly perhaps knows about this, which is why they haven't purchased the aspiring champion here. It is fixed in the coming update, which should be out perhaps by the time you watch this cast, actually. We might be on the next version, whatever it's called. Xeno's Power Claw in play now from the Lord Commissar. Just a straight up heavy melee DPS weapon. Much like the War Boss's Power Claw, actually. It doesn't give you any abilities, just really hurts. And we do have that Sacred Standard Force Commander. Merciless Strike misses somewhat. The Force Commander goes down. Sacred Standard gives a bigger buff once the Force Commander falls. Up to 40% damage bonus from 25. Wraith Lord now. Stomping on through for Rommel. We have a Plasma Gun too. A lot of pressure for the blue team onto the VP, but haven't been able to get on it since that opening fight. Really nice grenade then. Who was that? Was that sesabo? Where did those scouts go? Yeah, it was sesabo scouts. Excellent grenade. Took out the Apothecary and almost wiped those Marines, I think. Or I think they killed some scouts actually. That's what happened. The Raptors run away, level 2. Wraith Lord has barely taken a scratch. Do they have any anti-vehicle? They have a Whirlwind. Has the Hunter Killer Missile, which is anti-vehicle. They have that Sentinel with missile launchers now. There we go. Missile launcher for the Tactical Marines is now in. Newly reduced in cost in 293. And a Melter Bomb. Potentially. Heretics really determined to get this cap. Chaos Lord chasing around a guarding weapon team. I think it would be better suited the Farseer to go after those heretics, you know. They're going to run away from the Banshees. What is this? What are you doing, Mr. Chaos Lord? I think maybe he was waiting. Thought that the Kill the Weak was going to come in there. Did not, and goes down. It could be tricky to revive him from that area too. Ogren's forced off. Whirlwind backs off. Now it's the red team's turn to push. We have a Thunderhammer Force Commander here. I assume, I'm not sure, but I assume the 2 Sacred Standards do not stack, because that would be pretty insane. Pretty sure they don't. But when one of the Force Commanders goes down and the buff changes to 40%, I wonder if they stack then, because it's like technically different buffs or something. Wraith Lord into level 2, does not have a shoulder mounted weapon yet, taking some damage too from missile launcher. We have a Chimera in play now for skills. Allows squads to reinforce in the field. The Sentinel should survive this Melter Bomb. Needs some repairs though. Red team pushing through, getting a decap. It's well played, good steady push there. Contested power completely populated. Can get bashed or stolen. Looks like they just want to bash it. Don't think they can hold it, so just destroy. We need to node this power back. Lots of dead heretics and stuff here. But St. Kelly has a Chaos Predator. I expect it to be Mark of Nurgle, but we'll see. Doesn't want to move it yet, it seems. 411 to 139. Big VP lead for the blue team here. Just got their VP decap though. Whirlwind doing its thing. Can it hit something? It can. Good hit there. Not always the most reliable disruption, the Whirlwind. It's quite passive. You don't need to target those shots manually or anything. Just let it sit back, do its thing, try and keep it safe. Aspiring champion number 2, at least number 2 for the Raptors. And here we have, well, it's a Mark of Khorne Predator tank for St. Kelly. Just buffs the damage of all the weapons. As you can see there. 369 to 139 on the VPs. Fortune up on the Banshees from the Farseer. And she does have those Spirit Stones for the awesome Spiritual Rights heal. Banshees just tore through the heretics there using the Fortune. But being shot by a tank even. Raptors jumping a guardian weapon team. Can they get them? Pretty close to getting them. You know, if they jumped, they might have finished them off. Did not see that jump though. Wraith Lord now getting a shoulder-mounted Bright Lance. And we have a Manticore for skills. More heretics on the way for St. Kelly to help support that army. Blue team can't quite break out yet. Plasma Cannon getting shots. That's a pretty good shot. Pretty good shot uphill there. Power armor meets power armor. Thunderhammer having some fun here. Plasma Cannon might want to like move. Because here comes Ogrins. They get into the webway, in fact. It's a decent push by the blue team. Take out the webway. Lord Commissar getting stuck in. Do we have any other war gear for this guy? We do have stubbornness, in fact. Wraith Lord might go down here, you know. That crack missile went nowhere near the Wraith Lord, Mr. Sentinel. Come on now. Yeah, they get it. They got it. Hunter Killer getting a shot in there, I think, as well. Got some heavy bolter devastators. Maybe tried to stay in the fight a bit too long there, the red team. Got to know when to back off. They do still have some things in play, and a heavy bolter will help keep things away from the VP. Not seeing much assistance on the west side here. Rommel and St. Kelly kind of left to it. Level 7 Farseer, she's kicking some ass. Banshee's getting... Oh, they took out the tank. Banshee's getting the VP. We have Melter Gun Raptors. Not sure why. There's no vehicles unless Rommel had one. Oh, Rommel had the Wraith Lord, but it was taken out. Power Fist Force Commander now for Raver and the Teleporter pack. Trying to get on those vehicles, I suppose. Artificer as well. Because, of course, there is 364 to 97. Plasma move up. Are they talking about, yeah, on the west side here? Another webway. What is this? Banshees being all annoying. They've done really well this game. Level 4. Bloody hell. I guess soloing those heretics gave them a ton of XP. Manticore strike there. I assume it has the upgrade. It does. Assault Squad jump. That is a dicey jump. There's a lot of stuff here. Force Commander turns around. Assault Squad turns around. A good merciless strike, but they might die. And they do die. That was a very, very dicey jump. Scouts also dropping. A couple of losses there. Red team can maybe capitalize, but Ogren's here to counter-initiate the Assault Squad. Force Commander trying to follow them in, but the Commissar's after him with that Power Claw. Doing some really good damage. Ogrins don't have a way to break suppression by themselves. It's their one big weakness. To be fair, it's the weakness of melee, many melee squads. Not everyone's knobs with Frenzy. Most people can't deal with suppression by themselves. Here are some Assault Terminators for sesabo. What's the odds we see some others from Raver? Some regular Terminators now for PouyouPouyou. And where is the Apothecary, by the way? Over there. He's got his axe. 308 to 97. West side is very red at the moment. We have another Predator tank, and they are going for Mark of Noble this time. Autark in play from Rommel. Switching to the fusion gun, which got a little damage increase in 293. Down goes something. That was the Whirlwind, I think. The Assault Terminators barely took a scratch there and now back away. And they've creeped forward these Devastators, as you can see, to provide a base to launch from. Eldar bashing power. Yeah, how good is she at bashing power by herself now? Looks like she still could do with an assist. There's Malignant Blindness from St. Kelly. Plasma might get a shot here. Oh, misfires. Melter Raptors need to be careful. They're going to get sliced and diced by those Banshees if they're not careful. Oh, I thought that was one hit point Devastators there. 14. Predator tank now for Ravers. For Raver, sorry. PouyouPouyou down to just 2 units. Jumping those Assault Marines in to their death. Not the smartest move. Couldn't know exactly what was there, of course, but it was still a very risky jump. And once they got in there, should have got right out again, but they tried to do a merciless strike and stuff. 2-to-1 cap now for the blue team. We have Vanguard Veterans on the west side from sesabo. Have those weird looking jump packs. It's nice. It's a nice differentiator. And the Assault Terminators, of course, are there. Look how little damage the Chaos Predator takes with melee resistance and net health regen. It's a tough tank. Real tough. Blue team now come to contest the west side again. In fact, like everyone is showing up here. All of a sudden, they weren't interested in the west side until now. Perhaps I can get some good shots. Force Commander does live. That was a heal from the Apothecary on the Ogrins there. It's only level 2 though. That power axe and the improved medical equipment. Ogrins should go for the Devastators here, and indeed they are. Here is Raver's Predator. And we have a Fire Prism to help disrupt those Ogrins. There we go. Are they gonna... They'll be fine. Still got their Bonehead Leader too. Chaos Lord's pissed. He's had enough. Got the Lightning Claws out. And the Mantle of Hate. That was a Spirit Stone shield there for the Farseer. She's trying to solo the Nurgle tank. It's not going to work out for you, I don't think, Mr. Farseer. See a Council on the field now. 5 Warlocks that jump on you with power melee weapons. It's not fun for the enemy team. What are the Banshees up to? Trying to chase down some guards, and I think they've been forgotten about. They could get messed up on retreat. The Chaos Lord does not get away. Nearly did. Apothecary is there to get the revive though. Uh-oh. Seer Council, I bigged them up too much and they go down. The poor Seer Council. The curse of Indrid. Strikes again. Melter Gun Raptors. Gonna chuck their Melter, but then are in big trouble. I don't think they're gonna get away from this. Got a little bit greedy there. Well, now drops a nuke and a Manticore's there. This was a pretty good nuke. I'm amazed that those scouts survived. Level 3 scouts. Rocket run to finish off the vehicles. Gets a Predator tank and gets the Fire Prism. Often say that the rocket run's not great at taking out vehicles, and it's not great, but it was enough there. Really well played by skills to spot that. 270 to 57. That's evened it up for sure. St. Kelly down to 2 units. PouyouPouyou has recovered a bit here with the Predator tank. And of course, some scouts to help support it. Got the Librarian here for sesabo to support the Assault Terminators with some mobility and stuff. Pretty low going into this fight, this potential fight anyway. Vanguard Veteran is trying to chase the Sentinel, which has been awesome so far. And now going after a Chimera. It is being repaired. What is it being repaired by? I'm not sure. It's going down. I'm not sure what was repairing the Chimera there. Does it have like a... Oh, it was a repair bunker, dumbass. It's right here. I thought there was like some guardsman stuck behind it or something. Stolen the repair bunker. Probably just be stolen right back though. 270 to 56 on the VPs. That's the Basilisk Flare. Strange usage of it. To shut down the Devastators maybe. Orbital bombardment, I think, from Raver here. Meanwhile, west side is uncapped. The nuke didn't hit a whole lot. We now have heavy Flamer Terminators for PouyouPouyou and some Bloodletters late game for St. Kelly. Librarian does have a power melee weapon. He can put some hurt on an enemy hero. But so does this Apothecary. Level 3 now. His default heal gets better every level. You really see you can really feel his power increasing as he levels up, and that heal gets better and better. 218 to 56. Okay, red team are persuaded to leave, but not before they cap the VP here. And they might get a quick triple because the Autarch's on the western VP. Bloodletter's teleporting in. Grenade is dodged out of sheer luck, I think. Here comes that Farseer. She's level 8. Knows how to use that spear. Autarch gets the cap. Does she survive? She does. 39 hit points. Gets away though. Here's the Predator tank of PouyouPouyou. Alongside that Mark of Nurgle one, which they can't seem to put a dent in, these guys. Raver with a Land Raider on the way out. As they say on the chat there. We'll see if it has time to make an impact. And a Land Raider on the way for Raver. I think it was Raver in the chat. Sesabos is already out. Gonna come to the west side. Is it? No. Looks like it's going mid. Definitely looks like it's going mid. Maybe because they know Raver's got one. You don't need two over here, I don't think. Big old nuke in the Imperial Guard back lines. Should take out the bunker, and it does. Force Commander smacking some stuff around. Level 6 now. And Assault Terminators are still here, as are the Vanguard Veterans. They're going to get a decap at least. Here comes St. Kelly with the assist. And PouyouPouyou as well. Can they put enough DPS on the Assault Terminators here? I don't think they have any plasma. Oh, Skills does. Level 4 Guardsman as well. And Chaos Lord's going after him. Got the Mark of Khorne. Sorry, the Icon of Khorne. All of a sudden, Land Raider acts as a mobile base. Can retreat back to it, reinforce off it. And got some guns too, as you can see. Those big Flamestorm cannons. Multi-melter, twin-linked assault cannon. From close range, this thing packs a punch. 150 to 42 on the VPs. Red team are taking the west side. It's going to be a double. Uh-oh. Stone Guard Veterans go down. Taken out, I believe, by the Chaos Predator. St. Kelly's second one. What is this? Oh, that's Emperor's Wrath from Skills. Level 9 Commissar with a Fist of Brockus now. Land Raider lost a lot of health. Here's the second one. They're just pushing mid here, the red team. I guess they already have the west side, eh? Assault Terminator is kind of standing around taking shots here. Double cap for red. It's getting very close. They have the west side sewn up. Can they get this comeback in? The Land Raiders coming out at just the right time. Look at the impact they're having. Raver only has a Land Raider though. Heavy losses with these desperate pushes. Now has some Terminators. Where is the Force Commander? All the way back at base. Needs to push. They're going to get a triple here. What was this? I think this is PouyouPouyou's Predator tank. Manticore. Oh man, did some good damage to those Terminators. Manticores are really good at shooting Land Raiders as well, because those rockets do a lot of damage to vehicles and those things are so big. 47 to 42 is pretty damn close. Evened up now with a triple cap though for the red team. Desperately trying to defend here is Rommel. Does have a fire prism to stop the caps. Needs scouts, says Raver, to repair, I suppose. But there's the triple. Might be enough. Don't think you're gonna get it. Don't think you're gonna get those scouts out, Raver. More Terminators this time from PouyouPouyou. But red team have the double and they have the game. They really came into a big force right at the end there, with Assault Terminators carrying it. And then the Land Raiders came in, and they just couldn't deal with all this stuff at once in the mid. Let's look at these heroes enter the game. Level 3 Chaos Lord had his Lightning Claws. We had a level 4 Apothecary, started really strong, but had some rough engagements in the late game. Lord Commissar level 10 did some work. Level 9 Farseer with that Singing Spear did some really good damage output, and the 2 Force Commanders level 7 and level 6. Sacred Standard, Teleport, we had Fist and Hammer. Those guys killed a whole bunch of heretics. Assault Terminators not even losing a model at the end here. They could of course just reinforce off the Land Raiders. Such a strong end game push. They came back from like 200 VPs, wasn't it, or something, the red team. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.